A very warm welcome here from Villa Park. I'm Patrick Lane. Tonight I'm pleased to be joined by ardent Aston Villa fan Pete Sykes, and I'll be discovering all about his long-running and long-distance devotion to the claret and blue side of England's second city. Good evening, Pete.
Good evening, Patrick.
Good evening. I believe you've just parked up. Tell us, where is it you've travelled from?
I come up from Portsmouth every game.
Right, Portsmouth. I could tell from your accent you're not a Brummie. So as a man from the south coast of England, where does your Villa allegiance stem from?
Well, there's no logic to all of this. When I was a kid, it's the name and the colours that sort of stood out.
Oh yeah.
And once that was in, they were my team.
Distinctive.
And as I got older, I started watching them.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
So you've been travelling up here for quite some time, I'd imagine now then.
I went to university in Bristol, and that was talking the early 70s. I've been coming out regularly ever since.
So over 40 years.
Over
really.
40 years.
And of course, I mean, you mentioned about the kit and the name obviously being quite distinctive. Of course, this hugely characteristic stadium behind us must have been a factor as well.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact they have such a great history.
Yes.
That was really important as well.
Yes, definitely.
And I think once you've got a team, you don't actually let it go. You
No.
don't suddenly switch to the Manchester Uniteds or the Liverpools just because they're doing well.
That's
you
right.
stay with them
It
through
stays
thick and
properly
thin.
in your blood,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Really, I can see exactly what you mean. So, which part of the famous stadium do you have your seasons
Well, I sit in the Trinity Road. So
Oh, right.
it's down here in the executive area.
on the side, isn't
On
it?
the
Yes.
side, yeah.
Yes,
So
that's. I know the one.
You've
you mean.
worked towards that in your life.
Yes, it's definitely a nice part of the ground
Yes.
to be. So, have you always sat there, or were you ever
No.
one of the 28,000 at one point?
No,
that
I've
actually
never
go
stood on the
the
whole tent.
The whole tent.
When I first started coming, I sat in the enclosure, and then after that, we moved to have season tickets on the far side, and then in the last 15, 20 years or so, I've been here.
In the Trinity stand.
In the Trinity stand.
Oh, right,
yeah.
okay, yes. So it's only about.
And I prefer sitting down, so it's being fairly small. Standing up in the old days wasn't good.
No, the rate was never as good as it is now, was it?
Absolutely,
No,
no.
absolutely not. So I understand you're a retired head teacher.
Yes.
How difficult was it to factor in a 300-mile round trip to midweek home games, or indeed away matches even further
Well,
afield?
midweek away matches up north were impossible.
Yes.
All the time I was teaching. But if you could work your diary that you left bang on the final whistle, as it were, when the bell went, you could get here in time.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just worked.
Well, I mean, speaking of how long it used to take, I mean, you'd have been travelling up before the days of the M40 being completed. So before that was, how long did that used to take you to get here?
Before the M40 was completed, we used to come up by train. There was a group called the Aston Villa London Lions.
Oh, like a
and-
supporters
like
club
a
for the
supporters
south.
club.
Right,
Met
yes.
with them, and then we would meet at Euston, and then we'd travel up here. That really was just Saturdays, and maybe the odd Sunday game. But midweek was very, very difficult in those days.
Yes.
As
Yes,
the
it would have
M40 opened, it all changed. The club itself began to sort of lose its influence. That's the London Lions Club, and driving up became much easier.
Right, right.
So, all being well, it's a 3-hour trip.
Yeah, I was saying, because otherwise that would have been a very urbanised route before the M40.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I remember, travelling up myself before. It certainly would have been places you'd had to go on through. I mean, you say obviously meeting the fellow London Lions. Did you meet them just through travelling on the train, or did you arrange for sort of different pubs en route that were well known?
No, a friend of mine who became a friend, somebody I didn't know obviously when it was all set up. He sent round and put in an advert in the programme saying he was thinking of forming the Aston Villa London Lions.
Oh right.
From there, we were asked to meet at Euston before a particular game. We all met, and then it sort of took off from there.
So it's been going, what, say about 40 years now?
No, not as long as that, about 30 years.
30, yeah, sort of mid-80s.
Yeah, mid-80s, yeah. Maybe slightly longer actually, thinking about it. About 35 years. Yeah.
35 years altogether.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so it's certainly been going for a long period of time now then. So, well, one other thing I was going to say to you was, tonight's home cup match, Capital One match against Notts County, we all saw the fun and excitement that Tim Sherwood inspired from last season's FA Cup run. Do you think although he's going to perhaps rest a few key players tonight, do you think he should prioritise for the Capital One Cup this season as a catalyst, if you like, for waking up the sleeping giant?
I think they have to start winning games, and tonight is a very good start. Yes, he probably will make a few changes, but at the same time, he needs to pick a team that will win this game.
Yes.
He's made an awful lot of changes. A lot of new players have come in. Some have made a very good start, some a bit slower. But he's betting them all in. And you're not going to get many better opportunities against the League Two side.
Well, that's it.
To actually beat them.
Realistically,
so, fingers crossed, we should
win,
play
so.
well and win.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also experimenting with different formations and other players who perhaps were itching to get into the side.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think he knows what he's best TV.
No,
yet,
no, of
so
course, no.
Some way to go on that.
No, absolute work in progress. Well, Pete, I'll let you go and enjoy the game
Okay.
now. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And maybe, just maybe, on Sunday the 28th of February, Pete could be back at Wembley hearing the bells ringing for the Claret and Blue.
That would be wonderful.
From Villa Park, a very good evening to you.
Good evening.